Hey guys, I was going to do a different video today, one that I've put a lot more thought and research into, but I don't know if I'll have the time today considering scheduling and everything, because I have a lot of stuff that over the course of the week people have piled onto my Saturday. So next week you're going to see a video about immortality, but today you're just going to be stuck with me rambling. I'm going to talk about walking barefoot. I don't mean just around your house or, in a park on the grass or anything. I mean like walking places barefoot, like everywhere. I started doing this to build up the bottoms of my feet because at some point in my life I want to do sideshow, and a lot of the stunts that require you to have pretty thick skin on the bottom of your feet. But at a certain point doing that for a while, you come to the realization that the world has a lot of different textures that people just kind of miss out on because they wear the same shoes on every surface and they don't get to feel what everything feels like. I think there's a connection there that's lost when we can't actually reach out and touch things. We've become insensitive to that sort of thing because it just isn't a part of our lives anymore. Of course, it's not exclusive to wearing shoes instead of walking barefoot. All sorts of things have that sort of problem with it, where we've just kind of lost touch with the world. We have so much technological advancement that we don't have that natural connection anymore. An example of technological advancement getting in the way of the natural way of things would be power lines in Indiana. There are so many trees that are pretty much just cut in half, like right down the middle, because they would get in the way of the power lines. Instead of working with how things naturally are, we just kind of cut nature out and put in whatever we've made. And I think that society as a whole needs to start working with nature instead of against it. There's a lot of talk about energy efficiency and eco-friendly stuff, but most of the time that stuff isn't nearly as energy efficient or eco-friendly as we would want them to be. We've come to a point where we're so luxury-ridden that everything just falls apart when it comes to the natural world. Make electric cars all you want, but as long as those power lines are cutting trees in half, you're not being eco-friendly. The mindset really is what's important here, not the technology itself. If you make the technology for a selfish reason, it's going to have a selfish outcome. You're not going to help anything. Trying to reduce the cost of things, making things more efficient for yourself, being eco-friendly to reduce your own personal carbon footprint, make you feel good about yourself, that's not going to help anything. I guess I started off talking about being barefoot, didn't I? I think it's the same connection, really. We've kind of lost touch with the world, both physically and emotionally, mentally. And we have this mindset that we're apart from the natural world. We're not animals anymore, but we really are. We haven't come to a point where the whole of humanity gets past what would naturally happen with animals. Most of society still acts on a lot of those principles. We're not different from animals. Just because we build our houses out of bricks doesn't mean they're any more civilized than a burrow for a gopher. We pretend that we're better on any sort of basis, really. Our brains are bigger, we were made in God's image, whatever the reason is. There's some sort of mythos that goes to making us believe that we're better than just animals in general. We're no better, though. We still need to recognize that, without the natural world, we don't exist, because we are part of it, even if we don't want to be. I'm not a primitivist by any means. I'm too optimistic for that, but I do think we need to step back and look at what we're doing. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just kind of talking as I think about things. We have this mindset that we're different. Humans are no different. We're not. We can exchange ideas. Once any creature, any animal, gains that ability, we're not the dominant species anymore, and I don't even know if we can be considered the dominant species. Especially if you look into ants. Oh my god, They're the dominant species, if anything. But I'm going to end it here because, like I said, I don't know if I've been making sense. So yeah, next week you'll see a video about immortality that I've been thinking about and done research on, and I've been thinking about for a long time, and I've been meaning to do it for a long time. So next week's video should be good. This one may not have made any sense at all. Dylan, I'll see you tomorrow.